Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Bike Unchained 2 video. We are jumping into probably a somewhat quick one here, but we are going over the Virtual World Series Final, which is currently ongoing. I think it was like a 3-day event maybe. We got 12 hours, 7 minutes left. And so this is the final to the Virtual World Series that has been ongoing across basically the summer, last couple months. I forget exactly when it started. But there's been a handful of events, obviously sponsored or in partnership with the Pole Bicycles company from Finland, and they've given away frame sets in all of the previous events. Things like the Machine, the Stamina 180, Stamina 140, Evo Link 158, which I actually won that event, so that's super cool. They got all my information for that, but they did not send anything out yet. And I believe that's because if you read the terms and conditions here, I didn't fully read them, but I glossed over them real quick. If you won a previous event and you win this final event, I think, don't quote me on this, you'd have to check for yourself, and maybe I'll check and add a note to the video, but I think basically you can choose to take your previous frame that you won and this prize, which is a full hardtail build, or you can choose to fully kit out your previously won frame and just take that. I don't think you get the hardtail frame as well or anything like that. Check that out, man, if you're on the top of the leaderboard and thinking about it, or maybe don't worry about it till after the event. But just wanted to make a video on the event. I do have a video coming on the event that I won, and I just recorded some of that. Nothing too crazy, but I'll get that out there at some point. Just wanted to post this one first since the event is still ongoing. I'll try to post it as soon as possible. Maybe it'll be over by the time I get the video up, but yeah, man, definitely an awesome little event. And so the top 30 players in Bike Unchained 2 got invited to this event. I'm not sure how they decide that or how they rank that. I'm guessing it's just based on performance in previous Virtual World Series events. Maybe if you won an event, maybe you're guaranteed to get an invite. Maybe that's why I was invited, or maybe I was just in the top 30 as well. So maybe they collect all the rankings across all of the events and take the top 30 from there. I would guess that would be the case, but who really knows? But we do have 30 people in here, and we are currently ranked 17th. Our best time so far is a minute 55.735. And the current first place is 150.818, so pretty much exactly 5 seconds across 3 tracks. There are 3 tracks in this event, and so if we were going to go for the first place, we'd have to somehow shave off 5 seconds between 3 tracks, which if you've never played before, doesn't sound like a lot. If you have played, you know it's just insanely hard to do that. So without further ado, we'll jump into a playthrough of the event here, and all of the bikes in this race use the same parts to make an even playing field. The event that I won previously for the Evo Link 158 Evo Link 158 was more or less just based on the amount of time that you could play, and so that was a good opportunity for me to win, because I mean, when the playing field is 100% even, and it's literally just the best time wins, which is obviously a more fair and competitive event. Some of you guys are just ridiculously fast, and just getting those couple extra seconds, man. I don't know how you guys do it at the top of the leaderboard. I'm still trying to figure it out. Not sure how much time I'll invest into it here, because I don't know. I just don't see how exactly to improve, but if you guys got tips, man, I'm sure you don't want to let me know because I'm your competition, basically. But, after the event, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what's up, where I could improve, things like that. But we'll just do a casual playthrough here and just kind of see what happens. So we obviously lost a lot of ground there. Getting a little back here, Doesn't really matter how you do against the people like the ghost racers here, whatever you want to call them. Obviously, if you're trying to win the event, then you have to get first within your group. That would just make sense, right? If somebody in your group is faster than you, then they're going to be higher on the leaderboard. That's just logic 101, right? But you know, just because you get third out of 4 people here doesn't mean you're going to be third in the event, obviously. Just kind of trying to point that out. But it is cool with only 30 people. There is, I guess, a decent chance that you'll get matched up like the other riders in your current group, the 4 people, you know, 3 others and yourself. There will be a good chance that one of those is one of the top guys, and so you can kind of look at what they're doing in the race, like where they're crouching, where they're, you know, coasting, and where they're pedaling. That's basically the 3 things you can do in this game. But you can kind of watch them if they're slightly ahead of you, at least. Obviously, if you're ahead of them, you can't look at them to improve, but if they are slightly ahead of you, then you can just kind of see what they're doing in certain sections, and that might help you get a little bit faster. But let's jump into the second one here. You see immediately, like, people pull away from me. I don't honestly know what I could possibly do to be faster there off the jump. And then we just kind of gain some ground back. You know, we all got the same exact bike, so I don't, you know, it all comes down to skill and just personal experience and maybe a little bit of luck. Just happened to hit the screen at the right time and, you know, get a lucky bounce or something off of something. I don't know. But you see we're like less than 2 seconds off of this first place guy here. Not necessarily first place out of the whole event, but first place in our group. And it's just like, you know, if you play this game, you know, it's just like, how do I possibly improve by 5 seconds, 20 seconds, a minute? How do I improve by a minute? No, not a minute. We're literally 2 seconds off there. Like, how do I even improve by a second? It's pretty crazy, but we'll jump into the third one here. See what we end up with. It does seem like the people ahead of me tend to glide a bit more. I've tried a handful of playthroughs here doing a lot more gliding, and it just doesn't seem to work for me. I'm sure I just gotta, you know, really drill into it and figure out what's working and what's not working, but I just kind of feel like it's a big time investment with no clear direction of what exactly to do. I mean, I guess mathematically it shouldn't be that hard, based on the fact that there's 3 things you can do, like I mentioned: pedaling, coasting, and pumping or crouching, whatever you want to call it. So just through trial and error, you should be able to learn what the best strategy is for each course and become the fastest, but it's hard, man. It's definitely hard. So shout out to the guys on top, man. And we did move up to 16th. So we got a slightly better time. That was actually my best run so far. We got it live on video doing live commentary. I was just trying to do like a super casual run, just kind of going over the event. So yeah, 1:55.005. And you just look at these time differences, like, where does that time come from? How do you possibly get faster? You know, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, shout out to these guys at the top. Orion, Stefano, those guys are habitually, repeatedly at the top, so they obviously know what they're doing. Shout out to those guys. Super skilled riders. Don't recognize a lot of the others. I'm sure I've played with a lot of them in previous events and stuff, but definitely recognize Stefano and Orion. But yeah, there's the top 30 Bike Unchained 2 players in the world. We're in the mix, 16th out of 30, middle of the pack. You know, we'll play a couple more times, see what we can do, figure out how much time we want to put into it. But, you know, best of luck to everybody participating, and I'll follow up with another video of the previous event that I did win with the EvoLink 158, and just future Bike Unchained 2 videos. I posted one recently on Season 11, so check that out if you want. And posting a bunch of other games as well, so appreciate any love on those videos. and I'll catch you guys on the next one.